Hi guys, welcome back to the new edition of this particular YouTube channel, Analyze with Adeayo. In the previous video, I actually made a prediction on straight winning using this particular strategy to generate 6,000 odds. And unfortunately, even though we're able to generate accurate games with straight winning into 6,000 odds, there are some games that actually messed up these particular slips. Some of it ended up as straight draw, and some actually they ended up losing that particular game. In the last video, most of the odds that was involved in this particular slips happens to be around the range of maybe 1.09, 1.12, and up to like maybe 1.5. But in today's particular video, we are going to try our best in order to avoid things that can lead to losing this particular slip. Actually, there's nothing we can do when it comes to betting, because for me, the way I'm looking at it, there are some teams that naturally they are actually expected to win the game, but we are not in charge of the players, or we can't control the players' feelings or ability like that. But we are going to try our best in this particular video. Alright, so we are going to proceed into most of the games that we have today, and we are going to go for 3 days long bet tips using the straight winning betting strategy. Alright, so the first game that I have on my list happens to be under the Finland League, and this happens to be the game HJK against Gnistan. So this particular game is actually expected to win, and the bookies are giving the home team 1.35 odd. Actually, this happens to be my first game on the list. Now let's go. Alright, now so the second game that I have on my list happens to be under the Netherlands second league, and we have Young Ajax against Graafschap. So the away team is actually expected to win this particular game at odd of 1.82 odd. And under the same league, we have Akma, Young AZ Akma against Ado Den Ang, something like that, and the away team is actually expected to win this particular game at odd of 1.45 odd. And the last game that we have under this particular league, we have SC Campbell. So the home team is actually expected to win this particular game at odd of 1.51 odd. Alright, so that's all under this particular Netherlands league, and I think we have up to like 8 games for today's alone. Alright, so the next game is under the Poland 1 league. We have a game so we have this particular game. The home team is expected to win the game at odd of 1.65 odd. And in case if you are just joining us for the first time on this particular channel, please kindly make sure that you subscribe to this particular channel and approach this particular long bet with care. Only stick with amount that you can afford. Alright, so the next game that we have is under the Slovenia league, and under this particular league we have the match between Olympia or something like that. Their name is something, but the odd that the bookies are giving the home team is actually 1.42 odd, and with 6 games we've already accumulated 12.60 odd. And our next game is actually under the Ireland First Division League, and we have this particular game that you guys are seeing on your screen, and the odd for the away team to actually win this particular game is 1.31 odd. And for the last game in for today, which happens to be 3rd of October 2025, we have just one more game left to go, and that is under the Turkey 1 league. That is not their Super League, that is not their Premier League, but I think it should be their second league up to that. So we have this game. Actually, I'm expecting the home team to win and over 1.5 goals, even expecting the home team to actually do the over 1.5 goals, but if not, general over 1.5 goals will actually work. But for this particular slips, we are going for home team alone, and we have just 8 games for today at odd of 24 odd. Now we are proceeding to the next day, which happens to be 4th of October 2025, and we are going to look into games that we are actually expecting them to end up as straight winning with high confidence. So if you are not using this particular bet platform, you can actually select this game manually. Alright, so let's look into games that we have for Saturday. Alright, now so the first game on my list for Saturday, which happens to be the 4th of October, we have this particular game. This is under the Chinese Super League, and let's check the game. So Chinese Super League. Alright, we have Shandong Taishan FC. This particular team, they are actually expected to win their game at odd of 1.45 odd. So that's all under this particular league. And moving on to the next league, we have some games to actually end up as a straight winning, and that is under the Bulgaria league. So let me check. Alright, Bulgaria league. Alright, yeah, so we have the game here, the match between FC CSK 1948, something like that, and FK Spartak. So we are actually expecting this particular game to end up as home team to win and over 1.5 goals, but we are going for home team to win alone at thought of 1.20 odd. So let's check the next game that we have on the list, which happens to be under the Bahrain Premier League. So we have Al Rifah to actually win this particular game at thought of 1.36 odd. Actually, regarding to this particular odd allocation, the one that your bookmakers may be providing may be different to the one that you are currently seeing on the screen. Alright, now so moving on to the next game under the Iceland League. So I have a particular game to be predicted as straight winning. Alright, so we have Reykjavik, something like that. The bookies are currently allocating 1.81 odds to it. So this happens to be the game, and we have the odd at 1.81 odd. So we have 1.81. Alright, now so moving on to the next game, and that is they are currently under the Norway League, and let us check the odd that the bookies are allocating to them. So we are going for Norway League games now. Okay. Norway division. Alright, I think they are in Norway First Division. Yeah, so we have just two games to be predicted as straight winning, and that is the match that you guys can see on your screen. So this is Norway First Division, Kongs Finger, something like that. So we have the odd at 1.33 odd, and we have Lillestrøm SK at thought of 1.18 odd. So this happens to be the only two games that we are going to predict under this particular league. So in case if you don't want to accumulate, lot of games inside one slip, so you can break it down by maybe probably day by day. Maybe first you go for Friday, second you go for Saturday, and you go for Sunday. Alright, so our next game is under the Estonian League, and we have just one game to be predicted under this particular league, that is Estonia Premium League. So we have this particular game, the away team Flora is expected to win this particular game at thought of 1.32 odd, and that is all for the 4th of October 2025, which happens to be Saturday. So currently we have the games for Friday and Saturday, and we are still going for Sunday's game, and we are going to add everything, accumulate everything together, and see what we have. So for just 2 days games, we have 215 odds, everything straight winning. So in case you want to go for me probably just a day game, that is probably you are getting 24 odds for the first day, and for the first day and second day, that is Friday and Saturday, you are currently getting 215 odd. Alright, so moving on to Sunday, the first game that we have is under the Spain League, and that is the match between Sevilla and Barcelona. Actually, I'm expecting Barcelona to win this particular game, with Barcelona to win and over 1.5 goals. So we have the odd for Barcelona to win at 1.53 odd. And now moving on to Netherlands League, I have some games to predict as straight winning there too. So the first game that we have is 20 something like like that. The first game that you guys can see under this particular league, and we have the odd at 1.34 odd. And we are not going for Feyenoord, we are going for Akma AC Tester. We have the odd at 1.31 odd, and I think that's all under this particular league. And we should be having another game under the Turkish league, but I'm not sure if it is their Super League. Let me check. Let's check. We have another game under this particular league. Okay. Alright, so the game will be under their Division 2 league probably. So we are going to check on that later. And the next league that we are going for is USA MLS. This particular league, the score goes very well, most especially when it comes to game involving Inter Miami. So we are expecting Inter Miami to win this particular game and over 1.5 goals at odd of 1.43 odd for Inter Miami to win this game. So the next game that we have is Minnesota United against Sporting Kansas City. So Minnesota is expected to win at odd of 1.59, and the third game that we have under this league is Seattle Sounders against Portland Timbers. We have the odd at 1.66 odd for the home team to actually win this particular game, and I think that's all that we have under this particular USA MLS league. Now moving on to the next league, we are going to check the game under the Estonian league. We have a particular game to be predicted as straight winning there. Alright, so we have the game here. The home team is actually expected to win this game, which is a Levadia. So actually the odd is very small, 1.11 odd, but based on the prediction and my own analysis, I'm expecting the home team to actually win the game, and we are expecting over 1.5 goals to occur there. Alright, so moving on to the next league, that is under the German league. We have the match between Stuttgart and Heidenheim, maybe something like that. Stuttgart is expected to win this particular game at odd of 1.48 odd. And now my next target is under the Iceland league. I have a particular match there to be predicted as straight winning. So let's check. Alright, now we have the game here. So the home team is actually expected to win this particular game at odd of 1.60 odd. And if you guys are engaging with this particular long bet sleep and probably you feel like there are some games that need to be edited, please kindly remove those games and make sure that you are not adding any other games to it. Now the next game that we are going to look into is under the Poland league, and that is actually they are representing it with Roman figure 2, but I will assume it to be their third league. And the only game that you are going to look under this particular league is this game that you are seeing, Saglebi something. Sorry for not being able to pronounce the names of those teams very well. Actually, we have the odd at 1.33 odd for the home team to actually win the game. Alright, now moving on to the next game under the Sweden league, and we have another game here to be predicted as straight winning. So Karlstad is expected to win this particular game at odd of 1.45 odd. So I think we are done under the Sweden league, so we are moving on to another league now. So let's check the Turkish league that I told you guys earlier. So we have it here. Alright, so this happens to be the game. The home team is actually expected to win the game at odd of 1.32 odd, and in total we are able to generate 27 games with straight winning, accumulating to 14,799 odds. So if you guys want to engage with this particular prediction slips, and probably you feel like there are some predictions in it that are not right, you can actually edit it out. And if you are just joining us for the first time, please kindly make sure that you bet responsibly, and I want you guys to take note of this, that no strategy is 100% accurate, and I'm not saying that this prediction is 100%. So for people that are not using this particular bet platform, please kindly select the games manually. And we have some features regarding to this particular app, that is 2up. If you guys are using the 2up option, our odd is currently 10,000 odds, and if you guys are using the 1up option, the odd will reduce to 797 odds. Depends on your choice. And if you decide not to use the features at all, you want to go straight, then you are getting your 14,799 odds. So in case you want to join any of our group, you are going to find the group link in the video description and also in the comment section, and maybe probably our Telegram platform or our private circle group. Alright, so now What I want you guys to note is that these particular predictions are based on rigorous analysis, but despite the fact that I spent my time on it, that doesn't mean that I'm saying that they are 100%. So kindly make sure that you bet responsibly, and drop your comments, or in case if you have any question regarding to the strategies used. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.